we are going to build this lamp that we will then place on these two tables besides our couch. And this is a very simple lamp. We're going to use a cylinder, and we're going to extrude from the cylinder and go up from that and create a lampshade. And we're not going to create anything in there because we won't see it. So let's begin. We're going to start with polygon primitive cylinder. And go to top view and place it on top of our table. And at this point I'm going to only view selected. Scale. Reference back. And put it on top of the table. Now I'm going to go into the inputs and radius, we want subdivision caps to 2. And then we want to select the inside. We want to scale them in. Actually, let me look at the reference. Okay, we have one extrusion and then we have another one. So here, then we want to select the faces and deselect the ones on the bottom, and we want to extrude those up. Actually, I needed 2 subdivision caps. So let me go back. Yeah, let me put 3 total, because one is going to get extruded up and this is going to, so that works out better. So let's scale this out a bit more and scale the inner one more in. Then we're going to, so let me scale this a bit more. Yeah, that's good. Now select the inside faces and deselect the ones on the bottom. And let's extrude this once. And we want to deselect the inside faces and just leave the one, the post. That's what we're going to extrude now. And do the same. Raise it up. That's our base for the lamp. And then we have another extrusion inside. So we have one couple here, there's a little indentation in there. So what we're gonna do for those is just insert an edge here and here. And just actually insert couple of edges in here, and what I'm gonna do with those is just squeeze them in a bit to create a little interesting shape. And I'm gonna do the same thing for this, for the top insert edge. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's select this. Squeeze it in, this, and squeeze this one in. And actually what I want to do is bring them down a bit more. Let's delete history at this point, and then let's see what else. We need to extrude and create where the light bulb will go. So we need to insert, so we should have had another subdivision cap in there, but what we're gonna do now is just extrude and scale it inside. So you select the top faces, extrude, and then just scale them in. And let's raise it up to create a little circle on top. Actually, we're gonna put in the insert an edge in here and scale this out and put it up. And then we want to select the faces again, just the top faces, and we're going to let me scale them in a bit more, and then we're going to extrude them up again. And then we will extrude once again. At this point I am going to select the outer ones. I'm going to extrude them out. And raise them up. And then that's going to be our area for the light bulb. And let's create the lampshade. That's going to be a cylinder as well. So let's go create polygon primitive cylinder. Let us see view selected again. Top view. Put it on top of our lamp. Bring it up. And let's select all of these again. Isolate, view selected. So for this one we are going to scale it in. Let me see from the top view so we have it lined up. And then we need to increase our subdiv caps to no. There you go. I pressed 3 by accident. So let's go back and subdivision caps to 3. If you want, this is gonna get extruded inside. Yeah. So what I want to do now is I want to select all these and I want to scale them out, and the top ones I'm going to scale them in, and I want to scale this whole thing a bit down and move it down. Take a look at it right over here. I want to select my edges, the outer edges. I want to scale them out. That's going to be our edge. And for this one I'm going to do the same thing, scale them out. And I think, yeah, that's good. I'm actually going to delete all of these inner edges, so we didn't need that subdiv cap that I created. So select all of them, making sure that we don't select anything else but the inner faces. And then we're going to hit delete. Let me undo it. I selected the few that I didn't want. Let me check on the bottom. It's looking good. Now hit delete. And let's connect the rest of those up. And the way you do that is, it's under edit mesh, append to polygon tool. You select that, and then you can just drag where there is a hole with the border edges, and you can create polygon tools in between each one. So when you do that, you press G to finalize the function and repeat it again. And I'm just gonna go around and repeat for the rest of the lamp. G again. And if you mess up, just hit backspace and repeat your function. See, again, backspace, hit G, or you can hit enter and then you hit G again. So I'm just saving a keystroke. G finalizes, makes the function final, and then repeats it again. So it saves a lot of time. And almost done with our lamp. And getting close. And one more. That is our lamp. Let's delete history on this. And same here. Name it. This is a lampshade. Lamp stand. Select both. Control G, group them. GRP. Lamp. Center pivot on the group. Let's show everything. Go to the top where we have the group selected. Hit Control D and position it over here. Now we have two lamps. Okay, that's it for the lamp. Now we are going to create the feet rest next to the couch. And we're going to reuse the cushions for the top, and we're going to begin with just a regular cube. And this is going to be very simple and fast, because it's a very simple object to create two of them. I'm actually going to create one and just duplicate it. And scale down. Raise it up, scale more down. Referencing back. And scale it up a bit more and back down. And then we're gonna select our edges. Making sure we have 4 selected. And actually let's do the bottom one as well. So we're going to save some time for us. Let's bevel them in. And this one is going to be 0.002. 0.003. Yeah, not too much. We're going to take this cushion, duplicate it, we're going to move it. Actually, and we're going to scale it in, and it's going to be right on top of it. Take a look at it. It's a little bit more softer, so I'm actually going to select the top of these vertices and just scale it in, making sure that I have the top ones selected and not the middle ones. And same thing for this. And scale them in a bit. Then I want to select these and these, and same for the bottom. Actually, it'll probably be easier in front view. Let's do that again, and we're going to scale them in. I'm gonna deselect the very middle ones and scale the top ones in. And then scale this whole thing a bit more. We could have also used a deformer for this if we wanted to, but I like where it's going. Let's scale it down a bit more. You go to the top view and position it on top. Alright. Now we have the base of this. Let's move it down. Now let's create the legs. Select these two, go to the front view, show, view selected. And what I'm gonna do is create a CV curve and create our legs, and then extrude along from a cylinder. So I'm gonna start here, and just gonna curve it up and create a little curve at the end. Make sure we're saving along the way. So now I am going to select these and view selected and view selected on this. Now I need to select my curve and move it underneath. Under here. Now we're going to create a cylinder. Polygon primitive and cylinder. So by now you should have gotten a hang of how to extrude along the edge, how to pretty much model this whole entire environment using very basic primitive shapes and just basic polygonal modeling. It's not that hard. It's just getting everything planned out and knowing what you're gonna do next, and kind of the steps and the workflow. I think that's, for me, it's always been a challenge to get that going. Everything else, the steps and the techniques and the technical aspect, has always been fairly easy to learn because there's plenty of information, such as this tutorial. But the workflow, so I'm hoping that in this tutorial I was able to help you guys out on the workflow itself. So now we have our cylinder created, and now we're gonna extrude along the curve. So what we do is we need to select the faces. So we're gonna select the edge faces, make sure nothing else is selected, then select our curve and then extrude. Go to divisions and bump it up. That looks pretty good. Wonder if I want to do a twist on it. It doesn't really matter. Taper. How about taper and a twist? No. Yeah, I want to do a taper on this, a tiny bit, so it goes kind of into the point. A bit more interesting. Now, going to, yeah. So going to perspective view, kind of checking things out. It's looking good. So what I'm going to do is delete history on this. Go to the top, center the pivot, and then duplicate it. Let me do that again. Delete history. I'm going to freeze transformations on this. And then delete this curve. And then bring this back to 0. And then duplicate it. Rotate it 90 degrees, actually 180. And then bring it back here. select both of these. I'm going to drag them up so they go inside. Actually, I want to take this, extrude this in, and then extrude it one more time up. And I'm going to move these guys a little more in and up. I'm going to select them again and duplicate it and move into the back. Let's see what it looks like with everything. Nice. Let's take a look at the reference. Probably create a quick cylinder in the middle and just kind of extrude it to the other side. So that's going to take really quick. You go create polygon primitives cylinder, rotate it 90 degrees, scale it in, go to the top view, and position it to where we want it, scale it a bit more, and then scale it up, move it into position so it's right in the middle, and now I want to scale it a bit more. And now what I'm going to do is insert the edge here and insert another one here. Now I'm going to select these faces, making sure nothing else is selected. And then I'm going to extrude. I might have to now. Oh, I'm good. That's looking good. Nice. Alright, let's let's group all of these items together and duplicate it for the second one. So after we select, Control G, and name the group leg support, center the pivot, press Control D, and move it along here. Let's rotate it a tiny bit so it's a bit off, and we're good. We're good for the leg supports. So now let's tidy up the rest of the scene really quick. What I want to do is I kind of want to move a few chairs over here. So I just duplicated this chair and I'm going to rotate it and move it. I'm also going to get rid of this chair, so there's 3 on in the middle. Take this and rotate it more and position it right here. Actually, I'm going to rotate this a bit. And also, one thing I just noticed, see if we are actually on the carpet. No, not quite. So I'm going to take this and move it down. Alright, and we have this chair. Let's move it out a bit. Actually, I'm not crazy about this chair black and that palm tree, so I'm going to delete this and turn this one around and move it over here. And I'm going to delete this chair out so it's not so exactly symmetrical everywhere. So overall, that's it. For modeling wise, I think we are done. unless I see any more problems. For the most part, that's it for the modeling portion of this tutorial.